Hey folks, M here at M. Thomason, here to bring you the latest and greatest. Today we'll be diving headfirst into, you guessed it, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines #1. In honor of the new Bloodlines coming out in a handful of weeks, I've gone ahead and downloaded the unofficial patch, and I'm ready to jump into just what made the cultural hit from the early 2000s. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. A new game starts with creating a new character. Would you like to answer a series of questions about all of that good stuff? Go directly to the character sheet, or play Bloodline missions as a human hunter in the Society of Leopold. I like to play games as close to the original as I can, pending any absolutely necessary mods or things like that. So the unofficial patch comes with certain things, and I think we're going to go ahead and skip on that Society of Leopold stuff before we get going. Let's go ahead and answer a series of questions about the type of vampire I would like to play, and allow that to create my character. So, would you like your character to be male or female? Again, remember this is the early 2000s, before we had Mask and Femme. You're in a convenience store, looking through the beer freezer, when all of a sudden, a man walks in and pulls a gun on the cashier. Do you sneak up behind him, disarm him, and proceed to beat him senseless? Quietly make your way to the bathroom and lock yourself in. Well, both options are pretty violent, and I've had my fair share of run-ins with things like this, so I can safely say that I'd probably cry violently. But we're vampires, so we gotta decide how we do it, and I think I'd try to be the hero, especially if I was a vampire and I could take it. So, we'll sneak up behind him, disarm him, and proceed to beat him that senseless. A bouncer at the opening of an exclusive nightclub won't let you inside to party with all the beautiful people. Do you convince him that you work for that director, you know who, you'll bring him in with you next time? Hide out by the back exit, wait for someone to leave, and slip in undetected? Or bribe him? Everyone has got their price, and it's worth it to get to know the kind of people inside. I think I've got a good feeling on the kind of character I want to play, so we're going to go ahead and bribe them. Now, you're heading downtown to meet some Nosferatu, something we'll learn about soon, in the alley behind that Chinese restaurant. He has some valuable information to sell. Not expecting any trouble, but you can never be too careful. Do you take no weapons that might spook your contact, trusting in your supernatural strength to handle any problems? Hide a blackjack in your coat to give you a little edge. Jam a Smith & Wesson into your waistband, just to be sure. I like guns, folks, to a degree, so I think I'll pick the Smith & Wesson. You're in a hospital, looking for the doctor who's late on his blood payments. A nurse steps in front of you and says, "You can't go in there. It's restricted to medical staff only." Do you toss her aside like a rag doll and keep going? Show her your fangs and send her fleeing in fear for her life? Neither option feels great, but I don't like throwing people around if I can help it, so fear it is. You're outbid at an auction for a macabre piece of art that you just must have. You know the collector who won it. You've even been to their house. Do you get a few drinks into him later on and persuade him to sell it to you? Wait until he leaves. Find his spare key and make him look like a robbery? Write an unflattering critique on the artist. Get it published and just wait for your friend to try and unload it. So this is very schemy. This is very stealthy. And this is very talky. I think I want to be a bit of a schemer. Being a night person, you watch a lot of late night TV movies. 3 movies are on. Which one do you watch? And I remember, folks, early 2000s, you didn't always get to pick what movies you wanted to watch. It was whatever was available on whatever channels you had. So Fist of the Monkey King, a wire fu film with that scene where Wu beats 20 armed men with his bare hands. Sword of the Bushi. Japanese film where a lone samurai cuts a path through a gang of Yakuza. Or Sergeant Murderstein III, the cop that doesn't play by the rules and takes on the drug cartel that kidnapped his daughter with only his trusty .44 to back him up. Like I said, I'm a big fan of guns, especially in video games. So we'll go ahead and take number 3. Some drunken mortal attempts to pick a fight with you in the bar. Do you trash the place with the fool's broken bodies, or clear the place out with a mere wave of your hand? I'm thinking, let's wave some hands. The world's a cruel and unforgiving place. You've gotten by so far. Why? It may be cruel for you, but for me, it's hilarious. Because the world bends to my will. Yeah, I think you all know what kind of vampire I'm interested in playing. There's 13 clans, but in Bloodlines 1 and in Bloodlines 2, you only get to pick from a handful. So for now, and I hate to say it's kind of the default standard, but it's, I don't want to say easy street, but it's understandable. If you're only new to Vampire the Masquerade, but you know a little bit about vampires, the clan that we're about to pick will feel familiar in that regard. You have been embraced by the Ventrue clan. The Ventrue are the nobles of the undead, represented by the power brokers and executives of various Fortune 500 companies. Ventrue are known to be arrogant and quite capable of dominating conversations, but also can be the charismatic leaders of the undead. That sounds like it'd be fun to play. Your vampire attributes and abilities have now been determined in the character sheet that we will see right here. So, unlike the pen and paper game, not everything is going to be a one-to-one if you have played. If you haven't, then you don't have to worry about any of this. It'll all be new to you. But basically, you have, kind of like any RPG, physical, social, mental stats. Your abilities are kind of like your skills, so brawl, dodge, intimidation, all that good stuff. Members of the aristocratic Ventrue clan are the leaders of vampire society. And so your strongest attribute is social. That makes sense. We get more points in that. And we get some abilities that we'll check out later. Feats are basically, for this game, kind of the combination of this stuff that gets to be a roll over here. Something to that effect. Basically, you want to be good at lockpicking. You got to be good at like dex and larceny or stuff like that. So. And then finally, as a vampire, and nothing would make sense in this world if vampires didn't have some kind of interesting abilities, you get powers, spells, whatever you want to call it. Vampires call it disciplines. So we get Dominate, which is the, mind control, the vampiric gaze that you might see in Bram Stoker's Dracula, things like that. Fortitude, which is, as it says on the tin, vampiric toughness. Basically, you can take a hit, and vampires can already take a hit. Thanks to no need for working organs, you can kind of take quite the beating. And finally, presence. So vampiric charisma. If you can't control their brains, you can control their hearts, or something to that effect. Anywho. For those new to Vampire the Masquerade, humanity is a pretty big deal. VTM 5th edition handles things a little bit differently in terms of how humanity is gained or lost, but in terms of this game, we'll make choices and we'll gain or lose humanity. Every time we lose humanity, we get closer to the beast. Beast is sort of the, I'm going to go ahead and call it demonic presence inside every vampire that tries to convince them to do terrible, terrible things. If you lose control to the beast, which is perfectly possible if you're very hungry, things tend to go very poorly. In the tabletop game, it tends to be you need to do things that sate the beast. In this game, I believe it's you literally lose control of your character and go on a murdering spree, which is kind of cool to watch and horrifying. So we'll see how we do. And finally, Masquerade violations. Literally what the game is called, Vampire the Masquerade. The Masquerade is a sort of global conspiracy that keeps the supernatural separate from the normal mortal world. And so doing vampiric scary things in front of normies tends to break the Masquerade. Too many Masquerade breaches, the world unravels, humanity learns about the undead and other supernaturals, and that's when nukes start flying, and that's bad. So, in this game, you break enough Masquerade violations, you commit enough Masquerade violations, I believe your character is just killed. So we're definitely going to be balancing a couple of things. We're going to have a health pool, we're going to have a blood pool, because we're a vampire, we run on blood. We have a humanity pool and a Masquerade quote-unquote pool. Lots to keep track of, but if you just sort of play the game, you'll be all right. And then, you know, as we're here in the character sheet, you hover over things, it kind of explains what they are, but they're pretty self-explanatory. I don't like to auto-level, I like to do my own madness. But yeah, strength, dex, stamina, charisma, manipulation, all that, you can read the screen. Subterfuge works with seduction. Seduction works with subterfuge and appearance. That sort of thing. So when we do something in game, basically we're going to roll some dice behind the background. Our higher number here means we'll be better at it and more likely to succeed. Never a guarantee, but pretty darn good if you've got like a 4 or higher. So let's jump into it.
I want to show you something.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a video game from the early 2000s, so prepare your eyes. That said, I know there are some mods out there that are improving the graphic fidelity of the game. UE5 Remake went.
Good evening. My fellow Kindred, my apologies for disrupting any business or interfering with prior engagements you may have had this evening. It's unfortunate that the affair that gathers us together tonight is a troubling one. We are here because the laws that bind our society, the laws that are the fabric of our existence, have been broken. As Prince, I am within my rights to grant or deny the Kindred of this city the privilege of siring. Many of you have come to me seeking permission, and I have endorsed some of these requests. However, the accused that sits before you tonight was not refused permission. Indeed, my permission was never sought at all. They were caught shortly after the embrace of this child. It pains me to announce the sentence, as up to tonight I considered the accused a loyal and upstanding member of our organization. But as some of you may know, the penalty for this transgression is death. Know that I am no more adjudicator than I am a servant to the law that governs us all. Let tonight's proceedings serve as a reminder to our community that we must adhere to the code that binds our society, lest we endanger all of our blood. Forgive me. Let the penalty commence. Which leads to the fate of the ill-begotten progeny. Without a sire, most childer are doomed to walk the earth never knowing their place, their responsibility, and most importantly, the laws they must obey. Therefore, I have decided that...
This is bullshit!
All I'm saying is that he better not do it.
If Mr. Rodriguez would let me finish. I have decided to let this kindred live. They shall be instructed in the ways of our kind, and be granted the same rights. Let no one say I am unsympathetic to the plights and causes of this community. I thank you all for attending these proceedings, and I hope their significance is not lost. Good evening. Your sire, tragic, my apologies. But you see, there is a strict code of conduct that all of us must adhere to if we wish to survive. When anyone breaks these laws, they undermine the well-worn fabric of our centuries-old society. Understand my predicament. Allowing you to live makes me directly responsible for your subsequent behavior. So, what I'm offering is not generosity, but the opportunity to transcend the fate woven by your sire. This is your trial. You will be brought to Santa Monica. There you will meet an agent by the name of Mercurio. He will provide the details of your labor. I've shown you great clemency. Prove it was more than a wasted gesture, fledgling. Don't come back until you do. Good evening.
Quite the intro, I'd say. Alright. FPS game, fairly standard, WASD, all that good stuff. Let's go ahead and get to it.
What a scene, man. Woo-wee. Then they just plop you out here like a naked baby in the woods. How about that? Look, kiddo, it's probably a lot for you to take in, so, why don't you let me show you the ropes? What do you say? I'm Jack. What's important is I'm offering help. You make it back from Santa Monica with your hide and we'll trade life stories, okay? Till then, I got about this much time. You in or out? All right. Why don't we, step out back here? Christ, it's stuffy in there, huh? This is much better. Now, we ain't got much time, but I figure somebody should fill you in on the bare bones stuff at least, you know? Could save your hide. You look wobbly. You even had a drink yet? Oh, man, we're popping a cherry here. Ha, ha, ha. Oh, you're gonna love this. All right, check it out. Blood, it's your new rack of lamb, your new champagne. Blood, your new fucking heroin, kid. Get ready, though, because, hey, it's never as sweet as the first time. Well, down around the corner there, I saw this human. Poor SOB can't find his car. All right. You go down there, casual-like. You creep up on him, then bare those little fangs and feed. Don't worry if you weren't captain of the wrestling team or something, because it'll come so naturally you think you've done it 1,000 times already. Forget that comic book crap, kid. It don't work that way. Now go for it. Be sure, though, and this is important, so listen up. Be sure not to drain him dry, okay? It might be hard to resist, but don't kill him.
Well, we're a vampire. Need blood. Might as well get it from that guy over there. I will admit the game is a lot darker than I remember back, 20 years ago? But I can sort of see him. Alright. Eat, but don't kill. Seems simple enough. I'm not. That's how it's done. Back with a full bloodline. useful when we need to use powers.
Yeah. Ah, yeah. Hell yeah, you're feeling it. I can see it in your eyes. You're a born-again predator. Feeling that blood bubbling inside you, lifting you up. That's it, kid. That's what it's all about right there.
I think we'll be a little bit more kinder about it than flippant, so...
Alright now, you got the blood, you're feeling all kick-ass, feeling better than your best day living, but wait, it gets better. All Kindred, that's our word for vampire. All Kindred have a few things in common. Things that set them right square above humans on the food chain. Like sharper senses, a body that can take a beating, and if you play your cards right, eternal life. That's no sure bet, but still, a chance at immortality's not a bad deal. And that's just for starters. Fringe benefits for joining the club. Well, you can still be destroyed, but forget the books and the movies. Garlic, it's worthless. A cross? Pfft, shove it right up their ass. A stake? Only if it catches you in the heart, and then it just paralyzes you. Running water? That's no problem. I bathe. Occasionally. Now, a shotgun blast to the head. Oh, that's trouble, boy. Fire? That's real trouble. Sunlight? Well, you catch a sunrise and it's all over, kiddo. Get it? Okay, now. The fuck is this? Look, you get inside here and head upstairs. Meet up in a bit. I'm just gonna see what the focus is.
It's an interesting introduction to the world of darkness. It's handy that Jack's there to explain things to you, but eventually we'll get to the good stuff. Ah, that's right. Inspection feat, as far as I understand or remember, that just means things glow if we roll well. If we don't roll well, you can still find the thing, you just gotta find it, manually. Don't know how we got up there, but okay.
Come down here. Stay away from the windows. Oh, it's a Sabbat raid. Sabbat, they're, Christ, I was hoping to spare you this shit till later. Sabbat, well, they're mostly mindless, bloodthirsty assholes. That's all you need to know for now, alright? The Sabbat got wind of the gathering here, so they figured they'd raise a little hell and put a little heat on the new prince. No time for political rundown. Job one, get out of here alive. Sabbat might be mindless, but they hit like a Mack truck, like raging savages. Nothing a fledgling like you wants to mess with. Shh, shh. Heads up. Back away. Dumb frenzied Sabbat bastards. Alright, we gotta vamoose out the back quick. I'll stay and keep a watch out. You get us into the office. The door's around the corner here.
What it lacks in graphical fidelity, I think it makes up for in voice acting. For those that don't quite recognize it, I do believe that is John DiMaggio, Bender from Futurama, and plenty of other things too. So, this was back when everybody was young and new at voice acting. Sort of. He still sounds old. I don't know. Maybe he was older. Interesting. Yeah. We'll just ignore that for a minute. Alright.
Shortcut. Well, nicely done, though. Not exactly an angel in life, were you? Cool. Now, if you want a lesson on how really not to act, take notes from those Sabat assholes. You're a big bad vampire. Yeah, great, congrats. Now keep it to yourself. You go roar and you beat your chest, and that's what you can expect. It's the same reason you don't let humans see you feeding. It's why the wolf doesn't want the sheep to know he's there. It's also why you don't go juggling dumpsters or outrun the 815 from Sacramento, and it's why you didn't know any of this when you woke up this morning. Keep our secret, and you make things easier on all of us. We're living in the age of cell phone cameras. Fuck-ups ain't tolerated. Makes sense enough, right? Well, it ain't a casual thing for a fledgling like you. That party back there with the guy in the suit and the McGilla gorilla? The assholes that put your sire to death? That's the Camarilla. They make a tidy business out of enforcing vampire laws like this one. Alright, now don't worry, because I know the area a little. You know what? I'm glad we're in this situation, you and I. It illustrates a point. You gotta utilize your surroundings. You do what you gotta do. Theft, destruction of property, breaking and entering. These will be the least of your sins before the night's out. So look around here. We gotta get out the back there through that magnetically sealed door. There must be a key someplace.
I do find it neat that it's almost like a Linux terminal, even though that doesn't really make sense even in the 2000s, but you have to type things out. Neat.
There we go. Now take that keycard and head out the back. I'll meet you out in the alley there. I'm gonna check out things from topside.
Oh no, we've been wounded. Basically, don't let the blue bar get to the bottom. But hey, the only health point that matters is the last one. There's also things like aggravated damage, harder to heal.
Fucking waste of unlife, these Sabat vatos. You get winged? Hey, look at them potholes. Those will close up soon enough. Better feed, though. There's someone down the stairs here. It's not the freshest catch, but he'll do. Now, when it comes to feeding, it's quality blood you're looking for, not the quantity. Bums and lowlife don't pack the same punch that a healthy, well-bred human will. Juice bags with a pedigree. That's the good stuff. But you gotta take what you can get. You ever had a PhD, kid? Ooh, that's good stuff.
I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm a millennial. I went to college and met many, many college humans who were unfortunate, so I question that being the pedigree and quality of blood, but anywho, for the simplicity of gameplay.
Remember what I said, though. Don't kill them. At least not the innocent ones. You're a monster now. Make no mistake. One of the damned and the fallen. You need to hold on to every last shred of humanity you have. An innocent's an innocent. You kill one, even a worthless bum, even by accident, and it's gonna cost you a piece of your own humanity. Bring you closer to that beast you got welling up inside you. The beast, it's always there, waiting to take over. When it does, it's like a wild animal wearing your skin. Desperate, scared, reckless. He'll do anything to survive, and it's you that has to deal with the consequences. I said innocent humans. If some asshole levels a 12 gauge your way, you drain him, skin him, and bash in his skull. Self-preservation is a vital part of humanity, after all. My favorite part, in fact. The only way to fight the beast is to keep in touch with your humanity, and don't go hungry. It's a fine line. All right, now go feed. Careful, though. He's gonna drain fast.
Oh, that's right. Ventrue have a more refined palette. I think in the early 2000s on pen and paper there was some sort of restriction on what you could or couldn't feed on. But the game, I assume it's just, well, I might vomit everywhere. Cool. Oh, you can't eat rats.
Take no, Nick.
Not quite as good, huh? You could do worse. There's some rats down the way. You think I'm kidding? You can survive feeding on animals if you can stomach that kind of thing. Just couldn't bear it, huh? It's okay. Polite Kindred society looks down on that kind of thing anyway. Keep it down. Got someone around the way here. Not too much of a threat by himself, but you never know if there's more in shouting range. You're gonna have to sneak past. The building across from us with the garage door, there's some double doors on the far side. I'll meet you inside. Just stay low and stick to the shadows, and don't let him see you. All right, go.
Got to be sneaky.
Keep it quiet. They're inside here. Seems that shovelhead outside just got separated from his pack. He's wounded, too. Go take care of him. Don't worry. He's probably greener than you. The Sabbat, you see, they don't have the most rigorous training program. In fact, that poor sod is lucky if he knows he's a vampire. He's probably just turned and beaten over the head. They like to do that, make shock troops, cannon fodder, put him out of his misery. He is a vampire, so be ready. Go get him.
All right. Let's go beat the shit out of our first enemy vampire. Nice. Oh, that was easy. weapon will probably be helpful.
That's that. Sounds like you got another pack moving in, though. The Sabat are going all out. You better head underground, avoid stray bullets. Alright, head down into the basement through the grate in there. Keep that tire iron handy. I'll be there in a minute. Go on. I'll be right here.
I wonder, can I hit him?
I'd be pissed if this wasn't so cute.
Apparently
Look
I
at you
can.
trying so hard. It's absolutely precious.
I guess he's a very, very strong vampire. Combat is not the only solution for sticky situations. You can use your feats and disciplines in dialogue. When you are able to do this, your responses will show up in different colors, and when using higher resolution, different fonts that are indicated below.
Stop! You! Just stay back. Keep your distance. Now who the hell are you? You involved in all this? Because I'm gonna radio this in and SWAT will be all over this place.
Now, some of these are actually a little hard to read. You'll show me a way out. No, but if SWAT comes, they'll drive the gunman down here. Do you want that? Most men don't fear me until it's far too late. Now, smart and sexy. And then, maybe I am. Maybe my fun isn't over just yet. Well, let's just use our powers.
Yeah, okay. Alright. This way. This will lead us up to the warehouse. We can maybe sneak out that way.
Yeah, I'll be nice. You can stay here. When you're in position to perform a stealth kill, you'll get the insta-kill easy use button. So you just gotta crouch. Sneak up behind this dude. Right around there somewhere. Maybe I have to have my whatever equipped. There we go. You know, I don't...
Not sure what's going on. Sounds like the Sabat's getting scattered. I'm gonna keep an ear to the ground. Be careful going forward here. Could be a whole mess of them holed up. Go on ahead, just keep it down.
Ah, right. So one of the interesting vampire abilities is to just straight up increase your strength, dexterity, etc., just by straight up using blood. It's a bit of a blunt instrument, quote unquote, but sometimes it can get the job done. So, for instance, I probably can't pick this lock just on my own. But if I use blood buff, it increases things by a little bit and lets me get over the threshold. Again, Venture have 3 different abilities: Dominate, Fortitude, Presence, all that good stuff. So we're going to use Fortitude. Basically, it makes us a bit tougher. And it's good to know that becoming quote-unquote tougher doesn't break the Masquerade, as we're trying to be stealthy with our abilities. There's the Sabat guard up ahead. Use Fortitude and whip his butt. Got it. See, we didn't take too much damage there, so take a soak.
I think they're clearing out. There's no need to go stirring up the hornet's nest till we know the score, though. Head through here and come to an elevator around the way. Meet you there. Don't let them catch you.
It looks like Presence is more of a AoE kind of debuff. So I don't think that's quite how it worked in Pen and Paper or how current Pen and Paper works, but for the tutorial we're just gonna go. Oops, don't get cornered. Nice. Does not last long. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus. You know, as cool as Brain Wipe was, I feel like for the with Presence and Blood Buff. Might just let us not die on the tutorial level. Oh, but we are definitely out of blood. Which means, pick up a can, throw it, run away. Go that way. I don't know about you, but I'm not sure I would walk towards wherever a can was thrown.
Fucking humans. Gangbangers protecting their turf. Aw, man. I'm here thinking it's Sabat moving up in here. It's the fucking locals about to take one for the hood. They probably seen too much. Here, take this 38. Fucking pea shooter, but a few shots in it will take down a human. Well, I'm gonna want it back, so don't go die and lose it. I don't use guns much. They're noisy, they're clumsy, practically useless against vampires, but still, a Kindred's gotta keep up with the times. And in modern-day Los Angeles, that means coming strapped. Well, you know, some are more lethal than others, of course. Watch out for those shotguns. Ouch, those things can smart, I tell you. Head up and clear out what's left of them. Can't have them running their mouths about any of this. I'm gonna make sure there's no stragglers around outside.
Amazing. Amazingly bad. Well, can't feed on rats, so we'll just have to deal with them the good old-fashioned way. Oh, I was hoping to, like, sneak attacks. Sneaky.
Freeze, motherfucker!
Nope. Nope. Alright. Back to option 2. Shooting people. Now, I think I can just let him die. Nice.
That's it, kiddo. Just like that, and it's all over. Everyone slinks back to their corners of the city for the night. Until the next night, when the Camarilla finds some way to strike back. Parry, dodge, spin and all that, and so on, and so on, and so on. Well, to be honest, you came at an interesting time, let's say. The Camarilla, the Sabat. Now, in LA, these are the new kids on the block. There's already plenty of Kindred had stakes down in California long before them. Now, we got every ancient Kindred rivalry playing out all over the city. A lot of tension out there. A lot of fear. A lot of jittery, high-strung predators clinging to their little pieces of eternity. Oh, boy. I think they're looking for you outside. Guess you got a cab to catch. Was hoping to fill you in on a little bit more, but... hell, you'll figure it all out.
Hey, an option to persuade. We should keep the gun.
If you make it back, stop in at the last round. It's this bar downtown here. I'll fill you in on the politics. Now that's the stuff that'll kill you. Good luck.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, and that's it. There's literally no more game after that. I'm sorry if you were hoping for a series. No, that's just a tutorial level. There's still quite a bit of game here. And with the unofficial patch, I don't have great memories on what happens all the time, but hopefully anything that kind of wasn't finished in the early 2000s is all squared away now. So I think that'll do it for now. I think that covers it for this session. So let me know what you think about Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines in the comments down below. And as always, thank you for the like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you want to see more, and if you really want to know when the next videos are coming out, just hit that little bell icon next to the good old subscribe button, and that should let you know whenever I post something. I'm a bit infrequent, but I'm trying to be more consistent, I promise. Thanks, everybody. Y'all have a good night.